All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start out by giving all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Bayath Dawadah, the house of David. Right? So as you can see, right? Let me go here. Okay? I don't know if you brothers caught that, President Nero 47, the State of Union Address, right? 2026 State of the Union Address, right? I caught it, but there's a lot of proud talks in this thing, because as we know, Nero 47 is set up by the small hatters, you see, by the tiny tops, all right? Because Babylon the Great works for the state of Israel, okay? And we can see this devil Nero 47 is real proud, And as you go on to hear in his State of Union address, a lot of proud talk in his tongue, and about how their kingdom is going to continue on forever and yada, 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 But that's not the course, or that's not the case of what the scriptures say. Because the scriptures say that Esau, Edom's kingdom will be obliterated, all right? And it will no longer stand, but they will go into chains, starting with the first fruits of the super elite international banking families, all right? And all of Edom is going into captivity, and all of the other nations are going into captivity as well, you see, all right? Mainly the kings of the earth, first and foremost, are going into captivity. And then all of the other nations, all the way down, are going into captivity. All right, but mainly we're starting here, and we're focusing here on Esau, Edom, right? Psalms 83. You see, let me get this here. Let me get Psalms 83 real quick. Bring that out, Psalm 83, and we'll start at one. A song or a psalm of Asaph, right? Keep not thou silent, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, right? And they that hate thee have lifted up the head, right? They became proud, you see? And they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. And they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted, right, with one consent. They are confederate against thee, right? And then you get into the top, as you can see the top, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, the Hagareans, Gabal, Ammon, Amalek, right? The tiny tops, small hatters, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, and Ashur also is joined with them, and they have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, which means pause, right? So let's go here, okay? Let's go in here and let's play this, right? Because our enemies, right, have made a tumult against us, and they've been did this, right? These are them coming together, trying to take us down, to destroy us as a nation, right? You see? Get rid of us, wipe us off the face of the earth, but claim that they are us, right? With that state of Israel, you see? Claiming that they are the people of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but they're not the people, because it's a fraud, you see? So let's go here, right? Let's play some of this here, and then we're going to address some points, right?
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States. Second Lady of the United States. members of Congress, and my fellow Americans. Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
See, there you go. See that pride? That pride right there. Okay? Because this devil is nothing but a proud, proud devil. All right? Now, this devil takes orders from the small hatters, from the tiny tops. You see, anything that's being pushed out to the forefront comes from behind the scenes of the super elites, the international banking families, right? And their course of setting up a new world order on the face of the earth, right? NWO. See? And this devil right here is doing the bidding of the super elites. Okay?
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th.
You see? You see that right there? 250 years of their glorious, right? But guess what? Your kingdom is nothing but, your kingdom was established on murder, rape, robbery, lies. You see? Woe to them that buildeth the town on blood. Matter of fact, let's go there. Right? That's in the book of Habakkuk. Let me see. Let's go down here and see if we can get it in the book of Habakkuk. Actually, this isn't. Yep. Let's do this here. Matter of fact, let's read Nahum. Let's read Nahum 3 and 1, and then we'll go to Habakkuk 2 and 12. So this is Nahum 3 and 1. It says, woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies, right? And this place is full of lies. Now, when you think about it, right? Because America, Babylon the Great, has many different code names. Nineveh, Sodom, Egypt, Babylon the Great. See, the daughter of Babylon, the mystery daughter of Babylon, right? So on and so forth, right? It says it's full of lies and robbery. It says the prey departeth not. And who's the prey? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the prey. We are slaved here, bound here, right? Social Security, right? Birth certificate, right? With your birth certificate is exchanged on a stock exchange every day, making money off you. You see? Okay? Invisible chains, right? So now let's jump down here to Habakkuk 2 and 12. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish the city by iniquity, right? Let's go in here. You see? Okay? Because it says, behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. See? So this man has built a kingdom established on blood through what? The sword, because that was his blessing. You see? He enslaved the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and he built the city on blood. The blood of every Israelite is engulfed and enlarged into the land of Babylon the Great. You see? All the saints. All right? Okay? So let's go back.
We will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of...
Matter of fact, let's do this here. Let's go to Numbers, right? I think it's Numbers 35 and 33, if I'm not mistaken. There it is, Numbers 35 and 33. So you shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. You see? Okay, now let's go back.
The earth, and you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America. When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
See? You see? This devil is super, super proud, man. These devils are nothing but super, super proud. Let's get this here in Obadiah. All right? The book of Obadiah. And you see the subhead, Edom will be humbled. Right? It says Obadiah, let's start at the first verse. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, the tiny tops, you see? Okay, Esau, Edom, right? The state, that tiny state of Israel, right? It says, thou art greatly despised. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? And that's what these devils are saying. Who's going to bring us down to the ground? You see, we about to celebrate our 250th year. We're going to continue on. You see, everything is going to be in our course. We're going to make it through. Right? Ain't nothing going to happen to us. We're going to enslave everybody on the planet. Right? We're going to put an RFID microchip in them. You see? Put them in a 15, throw their asses into a 15-minute smart city under CBDC, central bank digital currencies, under surveillance of Palantir and Gideon and so on and so forth, make them look like avatars and cyborgs. All right? Ran by AI and robotics. You see? And you will own nothing and you will be happy. All right? So let's read this here in verse 3. It says, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, and that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, right? And what is it? And what is that? The eagle, that the phoenix that rises up out of ashes, right? You see? It says, and thou that set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So Yahweh, so your heavenly Father say he's gonna bring you devils down, man. You devils are going down. He's gonna send his right hand back, Yahweh Shai. You devils are through. And you're not gonna be able to beat Yahweh Shai and the angels, man. No matter what you're working on down in Area 51, Area 52, no matter what stealth mode planes, no matter what direct energy weapons, no matter none of that madness that you're working on, is not going to be able to stand or withhold the power of Yahweh Shai in the day of his return. You see? Because Yahweh Shai is going to smash everything that's in his way. And so is the angels. All right? So let's go back and listen to some more of this devil. Matter of fact, let me get another scripture real quick before I go back and play some more of this devil. All right, let me get Proverbs 16. Okay, Proverbs 16 and verse number 18. All right, it says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. See, and that's what it is. It's pride in these devils, and their fall is going to take place right in front of them, right in front of themselves. You see, because their destruction is already written, because the Most High declared it from the beginning. See, let's do this here. All right? Right here. Isaiah 46 and 10, it says, declaring the end from the beginning, and from the ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. You see that? All right? Now, let's go back into listen to this devil.
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today our border is secure. Thank you.
You hear these devils chanting? You see? Well, I got something for you devils right here in Psalms, the 49th chapter, right? Psalms 49 and 11. Right? Psalm 49 and 11. Right? It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and the dwelling place to all generations. They call the land after their own names. You see that? Right? Because these devils, like I said, these devils think that they're going to go on forever, man. That their kingdom is going to stand forever. But that's not the case. All right? Because the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, right? An everlasting kingdom starting with the first fruits of the nation of Israel, right? 144,000. You see? The governing body, right, is going to be set up here on earth by our big brother Yahushai. He's going to establish it, right? Because he's the authority. All right? Like he said, everything that's given to him in heaven is going to be given to him in earth, right? And as he receives, we receives. We receive. Okay? All right? So you devils are going to receive slavery. You see? And then for you Edomites, Obadiah 1 and 18, after your thousand years of slavery. All right? So your future is not bright. You see, all the rest of your nations, you're going to be servants. You're going to be in servitude. You're going to pay tributary after you serve your hard years of bondage, right? But you're going to go back and you're going to have your own lands, but you're going to be under us. You see? Forever. Eternally. Okay? All right? Let's go back.
Today our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure.
So he's calling the Northern Kingdom illegal aliens. They're not illegal aliens. They were here before you devils. You devils came over here, raped, robbed, murdered, and pillaged. You came over here. You touched the apple of the Most High's eye, right? Now, like you said, it was manifest destiny. Right, because we had to go down, right? Because in order for our kingdom to come, we had to be in subjection. You see? And this is the only reason why. But guess what? The tables will be turning. Okay? And your days are determined. You see? For your time and your course will end. All right? So let me get this here. Let's go here to Psalms, the 10th chapter. All right? Psalm, the 10th chapter. Because I'm not going to play a lot of the State of Union. I'm mainly giving you a rundown and course. Okay? Mainly analyzing. All right? So this is Psalms 10 in verse number 4. It says, the wicked through his pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Right? Because he's an enemy of Yahweh. He's the adversary. Right? You see? It says, and Yahweh is not in all of his thoughts. That's right, because he casts his words behind him. You see? Okay? It says, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. See, as you can see, right, what he spoke about, right? He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, and under his tongue is mischief and vanity. There you go. Right? Let's go back.
Secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
What he really saying is he want to enslave your ass. That's what he's really saying, right? Because that's what the course of the New World Order is. You see? From the super elite Goyim, right? Georgia Guidestones. Keep the population under 500 million people. You see? And these are their plans. Their new tower, technocratical Tower of Babel, right? Ran by CBDC, central bank digital currencies, and so on and so forth, right? Surveillance, high-tech surveillance, all right? What do you think that Patriots Act 1 and Patriots Act 2 was all about? You see? Set up courses of surveillance, a total information awareness program, all right? And so on and so forth.
The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven...
And as you can see, it's just nothing but talking shit between the left wing and the right wing, right? You see? That's all it is. Okay? Who speak like a lamb, right? The left wing, the right wing, it's a paradigm. That's all it is. It's like a pendulum swinging back and forth. You see which one can do better, which one can do, but they're both on the same side. They're both devils. They're all devils. All right? And they're all going to be destroyed. You see?
Inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw...
Because all you devils did when you went over to Venezuela was you went over there and you stole the resources from Venezuela. That's what you did. And then you set up puppet leaders like the small hats over there. You set up them tiny tops over there in many different other places that you went over there. You robbed, raped, and you pillaged, and you stole the resources from. All right? Esau, Edom, you ain't nothing but a vagabond. You're a fugitive and a vagabond on the earth running from justice, man. All right? And you devils are going to be officially chained up when this is all over with, man. All right? You see, let me get this here in Psalms. Let me go to Psalms. Salakia. Let me go to Job, the book of Job. Job 14:5. Right? It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou was appointed his bounds, that he cannot pass. All right? I'm going to let a little bit more of this play, get some more scriptures, and we're just going to end it there. We're going to close.
$1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values.
No, it's not. This economy is plummeting, and the small hats are plummeting it for a new reset, a global reset, right? A new world order. So this devil is sitting up there with nothing but a lying tongue. You see? And that's why these devils are going to be put down, all right? Because they're nothing but a bunch of fucking liars. All right? You see? And the people of this world are not rejoicing, right? Because the righteous are not in authority. But the people are mourning. Let's get that. All right? It's in the book of Proverbs. Salakia, brothers. Let me see if we can get it. There it is right there, Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bearers rule, the people mourn. And as you can see, there's a lot of mourning going on around here, man. All right? Because the righteous are not in authority. We're not in authority. All right? But our kingdom will be set up here eventually after this man's kingdom go down. See Esau, Edom, 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter in the 7th verse, but you can read down to the 9th verse, right? Where Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right? Okay? So let's go back and play a little bit more. Get some more scriptures.
Is up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories.
Now, as you can see, ain't nothing but a lot of Edomites in there. You got a lot of sellout Jakes up in there too. All right, who they're gonna get their destruction to here on this side by ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Right, but let's do this here, man. All right, let's go and end this thing off. Okay. Let me get numbers, right? We're going to read your future, Esau, Edom, right? Because your future is not bright, my man. All right? Numbers 24. Salakia. Numbers 24, and let's go right down to 16. Okay? Right? It says this. He have said, which heard the words of Yahweh, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob. That's Yahweh Shai. And a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession, and Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do violently. Out of Jacob shall come a dominion, shall come he that shall have dominion, right? And shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever, right? So let me get my last scripture, right? And you brothers can go listen to it. Listen to Nero 47 speak with his proud ass. Okay? All right? So let me go get Job 20, right? Job 20 and verse 1, right? It says, then answers Apar, the Naathemite, right? The Naathemite, right? And said, therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, and for this I make haste. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causeth me to answer. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he should be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, and neither shall his place any more behold him, meaning his rulership. This man is going to be taken out of power. His children shall seek to please the poor, talking about the Israelites, and his hands shall restore their goods, talking about they're going to restore our goods back to us. His bones are full of sin, and his youth, and which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Yet his meat in his bowels is turned, and it is the gall of apes within him. It says, he have swallowed down riches, right? Rape, robbery, and murder, right? That's how he got them riches, unjustly. It's through the sword, and he shall vomit them up again. And Yahweh shall cast him out of his belly, and he shall suck the poison of apes. The viper's tongue shall slay him, and he shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, right? And shall not swallow it down according to his substance, shall the restoration be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he have oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away a house which he built not. See? It says, surely he shall not fill quietness in his belly, and he shall not save of that which he desired, right? And what did they desire? Their new world order, right? Their one world government. It says, and there shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. There you go. And every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right? Because guess what? See, Yahweh Shai gonna come as a thief in the night. You see, when they yelling at peace and safety, didn't show Yahweh Shai come, right? And they're gonna look up and they're gonna go, oh shit. All right? It says, and he shall flee from the iron weapon. That's the ICBM intercontinental ballistic missiles, because they're gonna go and dig down into hell under their underworld cities and up into the heavens in their space bunkers and everything like that. See, the super elites gonna try to run away from this destruction, right? It said he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. That's the silo. And yea, the glittering sword cometh out of the gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume it. And it shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of the wicked man from Yahweh, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So with that, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Marakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone of well. Peace and blessings and citation to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. Kwam Yashala, Abba Babal, Shalom.